Here it is, the truth that will dissolve the last chain. Your guilt isn't a flaw in your humanity. It is your humanity. Not a bug, but the operating system. Not a wound, but the heartbeat. Not a sin, but the sacrament. Every moment you've spent drowning in self-condemnation wasn't punishment, it was initiation. The universe whispering, "You are alive enough to care. Now prove it." That alchemy of the unforgivable. You've been taught that guilt is a stain to remove. The mystics knew better. Guilt is the ink that writes your epic. The parent who failed their child becomes the grandparent who shows up daily. The liar who owns their deceit becomes the truth-teller no one can silence. The addict who stops forgiving relapses becomes the warrior who rewires destiny. This is Nietzsche's eternal recurrence in action. Not reliving the same life, but resurrecting through it. Your worst acts aren't mistakes. They're raw ore. Your guilt isn't the furnace's heat. It's the fire itself. The sacred equation. For decades, you've misread the formula. Guilt. I am bad. Guilt equals I am. That shame over the affair? Proof you still believe in loyalty. The regret over silenced truths? Evidence your voice hasn't been extinguished. The self-loathing when you take the easy path. Confirmation your courage still flickers. The Japanese concept of Kintsugi, repairing broken pottery with gold, was never about the object. It's about the artisan. Your cracks aren't just part of your story. They're the only story. Without them, you'd be smooth, featureless, dead. The cosmic joke. All this time, you thought guilt was the problem. It was the anti-hero of your awakening. It tormented you awake at 3 a.m. So you'd stop sleepwalking through life. It turned memories into hauntings, so you'd stop burying your dead. It made joy feel unearned, so you'd stop chasing cheap substitutes for meaning. Even your attempts to forgive were part of the curriculum, teaching you that bypassing pain only deepens it. As Jung warned, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. But consciousness was the goal all along. The ancestral revelation. You are not alone in your guilt. You're a symphony of ancestral struggles. The grandmother who stayed in her marriage for the kids. Her resignation lives in your fight for independence. The grandfather who silenced his politics. His fear fuels your protests. The child who internalized oppression. Their numbness ignites your rage. This is what the Navajo meant by walking in beauty, not avoiding darkness, but letting it sculpt your light. Your guilt isn't yours to carry. It's yours to transmute. The final paradox. The only true forgiveness is the realization that there's nothing to forgive. Not because your actions were justified, but because you are not your actions. The liar, the coward, the betrayer, they were costumes. Underneath, the eternal actor who dons roles to learn their weight. Sartre was half right. Hell is other people. The fuller truth, hell is believing you're only the role, never the actor. When you stop begging forgiveness for your performances, you step into the audience of your own life, and the play transforms. The unthinkable prayer. Thank your guilt, not with candles or mantras, but with action. That affair, let it make you fiercely loyal. That silenced truth, let it make you recklessly honest. That wasted potential, let it make you insatiably alive. Guilt is the universe's dowsing rod, leading you to the aquifer of your unlived life. Drink deeply. Choke. Drink again. The ultimate truth. You've been asking the wrong question. Not, how do I forgive myself, but what in me refuses to die? That stubborn ache, that relentless self-interrogation, that's your immortality project. The part of you that knows you're here to etch your name into the cosmos, not sand. Every great civilization fell. Every star collapses. But the light travels on. Your guilt is that light. The proof that you burned, that you mattered, that your choices rippled beyond your brief flicker of existence. The last illusion. There is no after, no pristine shore where you'll finally stand forgiven. The sea is the shore. The wound is the wing. The guilt is the gift. Your depression tried to kill you because it mistook you for the mask. Your anxiety screamed because it saw the cliff you refused to acknowledge. Your guilt haunted because it was the only part brave enough to tell the truth. Now you know, you are not the prisoner. You are the labyrinth. And every wall contains the map to your center. The final words. Go carve your regrets into arrowheads. Let your shame be the kindling for bonfires that light new paths. Wear your guilt like armor forged in a star's core. But when someone asks how you healed, tell them, I didn't. I just stopped fighting the fire and learned to breathe ash. End. This isn't a conclusion. It's an invitation. The rebellion continues in every choice to live your guilt, rather than bury it. Share this series with those brave enough to want mirrors, not masks. The revolution needs soldiers. Turn notifications on. The war for authenticity has just begun.